Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikadelic Show.
You better subscribe to Pine Tree Line Outdoors, and here's why. Have a look. It's been an incredible time. Aubrey Falls. Why are we here? What is this abomination behind us? Okay.
There's two faces I've missed since last week. How are you guys, man?
Very well.
And how are you fans out there? We missed you too. It's been a whole 7 days. Easter's gone by, and here we are. Holy crap.
Yeah, we're back.
Happy belated Easter.
Yeah. How'd your Easter work out?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
I spent all day Saturday and Sunday in the backyard boiling up my maple syrup.
Right on.
And I actually just came in. It's still going out there, and I have a pot on the stove in the house. So, yeah.
So how much maple syrup do you end up cooking up every year, like in terms of liters?
I've collected just over 450 liters this year.
Wow, that's pretty good. That takes a lot of sap to boil off, right?
Yeah, well, 450 liters, so it's 40 to 1. So I'm going to get about 10, 11, 12 liters maybe.
Nice.
At the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and it's if people wonder why maple syrup is always so expensive, like even just for me doing it at home, I don't have the most efficient equipment, but I went through 300 pounds of propane.
Wow.
Yeah. You know?
Well, I mean, you're going to sell off the maple syrup, right?
No selling. I just give it to friends and loved ones and use it ourselves. Yeah, we're doing it for fun.
I don't see any maple syrup and bag of weed on my store stuff, but you know.
Yeah. This weekend we've been doing it over the open fire outside, so I got a nice fire rocking all day.
Oh.
So how many tanks is that? Is that like 15 propane tanks?
The big ones, the
average one is about.
I got, they're 100-pound tanks. They weren't quite full, but I'd say there was, let's say, 220 pounds.
Really?
So that's 11 of those barbecue tanks.
Holy moly!
and then this weekend I was doing it with firewood. So
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say hi to our Indie Rock Radio friends in Montreal and the globe.
Yes.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, bonjour. Yes.
Comment ça va?
George, you got to play a song for everybody. Let's get things going on the right foot here.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Everybody grab your drink. Cheers.
Cheers. So I'm battling a bit of a cold.
You're packing what?
I got a bit of a cold, I guess. Last week I went and got a COVID test because I had this deep chest cough, and so I did the right thing, of course, and quarantined myself. Came back negative, but I got people around me that work and all of that stuff, so I don't want to infect anybody. So I did the right thing, but I'm always trying to be safe out there. So, but yeah, I got
good for you, man.
Yeah, probably the common cold.
So what does the test involve? Just a swab, like a Q-tip?
Swab up the nostril?
Yeah, actually there's two types now, but the more reliable one is the traditional swabbing the nostril, which people, honestly, I don't know. It affects people differently, but they'll tell you, there'll be a little bit of a uncomfortable feeling in it. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but I've had it done twice, and it doesn't bother me at all. Like your eye might water a little bit depending on what side they do it on. So it wasn't bad, but people are terrified of it. People are
some people said it hurts like giving birth and like what?
But you know what? I guess it's similar to just about anything. Like, I mean, maybe our nasal canals or nostril canals are different, right? And
of course.
So I would think that people that have, my cavities in my body are pretty large. They'll accommodate just about anything. So I told the first time I got it done, I said to the doctor, I think he was a doctor actually, but I was in this lineup with cars, so it's like a drive-through test. So I said, he said, "How was that?" I said, "Fine." He said, "Lean your head back and do all of that," and did the test. Honestly, I didn't feel anything. And he said, "So how did that feel?" And I said, "Actually, it wasn't bad at all." I said, "But I have to say that's probably the deepest the guy has ever penetrated me." So, but you can it's way up the nostril, right? But yeah, you got to have fun, right? The lineups, there was a bit of a lineup. I had an appointment. I got there about half hour early, like you're supposed to, and there were about 12 people ahead of me, and I don't know, they expedited that pretty quick. But I have to say, if you're in a lineup for that, here's a little feedback. If you see somebody, coming up in a wheelchair or even, seniors, whatever, even though you've got an appointment, doesn't mean you can just zip in the line. So, so there was this woman, she had a mechanical wheelchair, and she was heading towards the building. And these other two women were all wigged out because they said, "Hey, do you have an appointment? We have an appointment. We should just be walking in, right?" And they're talking amongst themselves. It's going to blow off 12 people and go walk right in. Yeah. So then this woman in a wheelchair, she's coming out. It's a mechanical one in that, but it was kind of cold that day. And so I was kind of midline at this point. So I said, "Hey, do you want to get in front of me?" I said to the guy behind me, I said, "Is that cool?" He's like, "Oh yeah, man, no problem." And those two ladies in the back, I'm trying to keep it clean, but those two ladies in the back, oh my God, if stink eye could kill you, right? But you just be courteous.
Those people are everywhere, and all I ever say is, you know what, you're gonna get yours one day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's just it was very organized and in and out, no problem, no issues, not a lot of waiting.
Right.
Yeah. So and I took my mom for her COVID shot, and it was in an ice rink, which was kind of cool. But I don't know, I could count maybe like 10 people there. So they're expediting these injections and everything pretty quick and well organized. So good on them for doing that. And then you've got people that just don't want to, don't believe it's real and they don't want to get an injection. So
yeah.
So boys, tonight we're fellers. According to Derek. Good evening, fellers.
Oh, fellers.
Hey, fine fellers.
Yes.
That maybe chop trees.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Either someone that falls trees or someone that just falls down a lot.
Yeah. Oh, there could be that.
Well,
Come midnight, Yeah.
French guy goes into a bar.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so he says,
"Ouch."
He says, I can
Yes.
say that because I'm French. But he goes into a bar and he says, meets this girl, and she says, what do you do for a living? He says, I'm a pilot. And so she said, really? What airline do you fly with? Oh, no. My brother, he cut the wood and I pilot. Oh man, I've heard them all. More than half my family lives up in Quebec. I think we've got a lake named after us up there. But yeah. There's Keisha. Good evening, Duckers.
Duckers.
So I guess we're gonna live with that.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's a fan right there, Keisha.
Yeah.
She paid attention to the last couple of shows.
That's right. That's right. Following the rules, the guidelines,
Yes,
the protocols of the Heikadelic show. Yeah.
So
we have protocols,
How was your weekend?
and it's funny. We've had Keisha on now. She's one of our favorite fans.
Yeah.
And we have to try and continue that. I was going to see if we could get a hold of Stephanie Ann, because she's the other one that won with Keisha that was supposed to be on the show but hasn't yet.
Right.
So
right.
if you're listening there, Stephanie Ann, let's see if we can hook you up for maybe next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See
if she's there. And last week was a blast, wasn't it?
Patrick.
Oh yeah, with
Bonjour, mon chum.
Hey, Patrick Buckley. I know that guy. Oh my God, he talks French. Hey, Patrick. How's it going, buddy? Nice to have you listening with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was saying last week. Yeah, Danny, wasn't he? Unfortunately, he was late. He came on late. So
there was a bit of confusion there. He thought we were going to send him the thing earlier, but then he didn't look at his email or texts.
We had a bunch of listeners on Indie Rock and people on our socials, hanging out for a while. So it was pretty good. Danny was, I think he was pretty entertained. But one of the,
he is.
He this is what I dreamt about this week. That's got what 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 patties in it.
No, that's a 3. That's a triple. He said
it is a triple, right?
Yeah.
Well, no. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, okay. Maybe
that's a triple.
Second from the bottom is an illusion, but
yes.
So
he made that for a young lad. He was 17 years old. He ate that, his fries, a gyros, and he said he was still a little bit hungry.
Right.
It's like, really?
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, and the challenge is on, right? Look at those.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a pair of.
George, we're going to take you there one day soon.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Danny makes the best freaking food. So for the people that don't know who we're talking about, it's a Country Stop Burger out in Ballantrae, actually, which is north of Markham. We'll throw the ticker tape up later so you get the phone number and the address. And if you got the munchies or just you got a real hunger on, go see Danny at Country Stop Burger.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. And that thing that Johnny just showed, it's Spring Fling, April 11th, 10th, April 10th. It's not a invite to a big party or get together. It's just they're going to have live music playing outside. They've got picnic tables, and he's just welcome anybody to stop by to get something to eat. So good chance for you folks to get out there and meet him.
Yeah, he's got
for summer, right?
He's got you can check him out. He's on Facebook. There's pictures of all his outdoor setup, and he's saying he's got like an acre or something, a half an acre there behind him.
He has I think it's 3 acres out behind his restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
easily,
and it's a beautifully manicured grass field, and it's all surrounded by forest.
Yep.
And what he's planning on doing this year, is once things lighten up a little bit, he wants to have some car shows, bike shows. He wants to have bands out, DJs out, and he wants people to come out and have a good time because everybody's looking for that, right?
So if anybody that still wants to socially distance, there's bags of room out there. It should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, right now we're in lockdown, so it's takeout only. But I think he just put the flyer just an awareness that they have takeout and all of that. But yeah, when things start to get better and we can socially distance, like he's definitely got the property for it. So it's
absolutely
and the way it was set up last year was great because they had picnic tables outside and they were all well spaced apart. So you had to wear your mask inside. They had all of the right safety things in place, and they operated right through, and I don't know of any issues over there at all.
No, it's super well done. They've got really good top-notch cleaners and everything, and you just go in the front door, you go in the restaurant, they have screens up everywhere. You can see the menu, you order, and then you go outside through the other door and they bring your food out to you. You can either have it delivered right to your car, or if it's a nice day, they'll bring it to you right to your picnic table. And you can enjoy it right there. And on April 10th, they'll have music playing outside as well, so it'll be really nice.
He was saying that he's even got a golf cart there, wasn't he? You can even have a golf. That's how much space there is. You can, you can deliver your order on a golf cart.
Well,
I'll bring my golf
doing
cart.
That.
They were doing it up, trying to bling it out a bit.
Yeah, he's souping up a golf cart, putting some tires on it and stuff like that, and then.
I've got 6 of them right now. So
wow, really?
Yeah.
So can we take like big foam bumpers and put them all the way around it, and then have like
no. They well, look. So the ones I've got are all electric, right? So they're 48 volt. Cost you arm and a leg to put batteries in them. Actually,
so does it have like four car batteries in it?
No, 6.
Wow.
6?
Yeah.
And it's 48 volts?
Yeah. They're not.
How does that work?
8 volt.
They're not regular batteries then.
Batteries, right?
8 volt batteries. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can get them, like if you have a core return, you can get them from anywhere from like $1,000 to, I've got some top of the line ones that are almost $2,000, about $1,700, right? So
yeah.
But
so why do you have to use those batteries? Can I ask you that? Like, can't you use like 4 car batteries?
Okay. So the thing about batteries is that, like you'll get the 48 volt, charge maybe across a meter across the number of batteries, but it's kind of like if you bought a regular car. Battery for a say heavy duty truck, the cranking amps and the response, and it's really about the amps, right? If it can take the load, then great, and that's why it's better to be distributed properly. But they have new lithium ion solutions out now because like look at Tesla. Tesla is taking on some of the top racing cars in the world and blowing them away. So So yeah, the idea of taking a golf cart and playing smash up with it is not a good idea because most of them are governed. If you go to a golf course for a reason, they have a lot of acceleration and some of them a lot of torque. Mine definitely have a lot of torque.
Right.
So it's it's you don't want to do that.
Okay.
But I'll when I get my Tesla SUV, then I'll torque the shit out of that.
There you go, bud.
Nobody likes the design. I'm thinking like, well, I'm planning to go to Mars, so it'll fit right on Mars, right? Really well.
Yep.
So.
When you get that Tesla, you get a couple AAA batteries and you stick them in your glove compartment. You get that will be your turbo boost.
Right. Definitely.
Wow.
Those trips to Mars that people are signing up for, they're one-way trips, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I'm definitely buying a ticket. So
Oh, you can come back.
no, I'm not coming back. I'll broadcast from Mars. Might take a couple of days to get the. We'll have to do something
Will be
to
a little
deal
bit
with
of a
the
delay.
Yeah, we'll have to script everything before we. So I can just send it days in advance. So.
Yeah, but hang on. Do they have internet on Mars yet?
No idea. But
okay.
I've got Starlink, SpaceX.
Starlink's got to be out there, right?
Yeah. And it's they're going through a lot of testing with it right now, but I have days where I completely double the speed of fiber, and it's really awesome. But then I have some days where it's a little sketchy. But I'm a beta tester, right? So fortunately, it's like that. So what I found out too is if you guys see me drop, you guys are still fine, right?
Yeah.
So just say, oh well, Ringo's gone wanky though.
Yeah, we just see you lock up or something once in a while, or hear you stutter a bit.
Yeah.
But George is perfect. So
I tried to tune that. I moved the dish, and for tonight, I ended up getting probably this, blew away fiber by about like 1.5. So it should be better. But again, they'll do testing at random. That's the kind of difficulty with it. I never know when it's going to happen. But
yeah, I read up. I've signed up for it as well, and I read that they said that there will just be random times where it not comes out or slows down or whatever, because they're still testing everything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think when it's up and running, it's going to be incredible.
Derek's looking to get some fish and chips this week at
nice
Burger Stop, and then Richard's on. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
You gotta drop for a second. You guys keep going. I just got to do something with the Indie Rock Radio.
Okay.
Do it. So Derek, if you guys go out there to Country Stop Burger, when you go in there, tell them you heard it all on the Heikadelic show. Daniel love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And all you other fans that go out there, I know Keisha's dying to go out there. I have to take her out there sometime soon. And you just walk up there and said, I heard all about you on the Heikadelic show. It'll be great.
That's right. And it's haddock that he uses, as he told us.
Yes.
Haddock. So always haddock, nothing else. Yeah.
Yep. He doesn't substitute for cheaper, shitty fish.
No, top of the line, top shelf. So you're all right.
He sent me pictures actually. Because I mentioned steak on a bun. Do you like steak, George?
Yeah. Now and again. Yeah, I'm not like, constantly, but yeah. Of course.
No,
who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's an actual steak. It's not just meat or what. It's a steak.
Right.
On a bun.
That's right.
Holy crap. And he sent me pictures of them cutting the meat, because they get the meat in big hunks.
Yeah.
And they do the manual cutting all there in the shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So don't eat for 3 days before you go there. Basically.
No. You got to eat lots. You got to stretch your stomach, man, because
okay.
If you don't eat, your stomach will all shrivel up to nothing, and then you can't get nothing in there.
Well, I remember. I'm going back now to the early '80s. There's a story about steak, and I used to have a day job. I used to work for a big corporation. So, we used to go, the lunches here and there every now and again. And there was this one place that sold a 2-pound steak on a wooden platter. This is like 1983, 82, 83. Right. So I used to go there, and have this 2-pound steak on a platter. So anyway, Lizzie's one of her sisters and hubby were emigrating to Australia, right? And so all the family wanted to go out, for a nice meal, blah, blah, blah. We were all buying them gifts to, see them off. So I suggested this, I can't remember the name of it, this place. I said, look, this is great. Because, this, I can't remember what it's called, but I said, can really recommend the food there, fantastic menu, and I can have another 2-pound steak on a platter.
Oh my God.
So
2-pound steak. That's crazy.
I could get through it, no problem. And so we all go there, like two brothers-in-law are there and what have you and everything. And I start, I order and I go £2 steak, fries, whatever, and that's it. Boom. I didn't have to think about it, right?
Right.
So there's quite a lot of us, about 15, 20 of the family there, and like Benji, the guy who was actually emigrating, he goes, I think I'll have a £2 steak, and his wife Eileen goes, "You'll never eat a £2 steak, Benji." He goes, "No, I better just have the regular steak," right? And Sean, Lizzie's elder sister, brother, my brother-in-law, he goes, "I think I'll have the £2 steak." And his wife, right, Kate, she goes, "No, I don't think Sean, I don't think you can." So these guys, and there's another one, So anyway, so these guys, we get served. They get their steaks, their regular steaks like that. And then mine comes out and the guy puts it in front of me and on the table. And he should have seen the faces of these two guys. And that's when I went, you know what? There's times when you don't listen to your wife. Just, go with your gut, literally.
Just do it. Because if you don't finish, you can take the rest home.
They're like salivating while they're eating their own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough guys. But I told you, yeah. But yeah, they were great. But I don't eat as much of that kind of stuff as I used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have a steak every now and again.
Right.
But in those days, it was fairly frequent.
Yeah. I like a really good burger too. We had a great joint down here close to us, but they're closed now because of COVID. Thank you very much, you piece of shit disease.
Yes.
It was a great restaurant, and they had what they called the Extreme Burger.
Right.
And I have pictures of it. George, this thing is like probably 7 or 8 inches tall.
Wow.
it's insane.
Wow.
It's got everything on it, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to squish it down and grab it with 2 hands. And once you pick it up, you do not put it back down on your plate. You just stay at it. You got it. You got to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we first moved here, we were living in North York in Willowdale.
Yeah.
And there was like an independent kind of burger place in, what's the mall called? A Fairview Mall. And,
I know where that is.
And they were fantastic. They were absolutely, fantastic. They made some fantastic burgers in there. I think they were Greek. They were like this little Greek independent. It wasn't a chain or anything like that. But man, you watch them making them, like as you ordered them. I mean, you could have this sit in, but you'd stand up and watch them actually putting these things together. And it just, like you say, it was like a huge stack on your plate. When
they always jammed this big wooden peg right through it to hold it together.
Yeah.
But now we have Danny at Country Stop Burger.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough and you go in and you order, you're not going to see your own food made, but you can watch the kitchen and watch them cook and watch them put some of the stuff together. So that's where we're going to get our big ass burgers now.
Right. And they're so we already said they're in where?
There's a town called Ballantree. They're right in Ballantree,
right,
which is very close to Stouffville, and I believe his address is a Stouffville address.
Okay.
And that's just north of Markham.
Right.
Like it's right on Markham Road, Highway 48 going north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's right on 48.
Okay, so there you go. If you want a good burger, it's takeout only at the moment though, right?
Yeah. That's it. Well, that's all they could do, right?
Yeah.
If the weather's nice though, it's you don't have to take out. You can actually have it at the picnic tables on the premises. They have like a side parking lot. He had more tables made this year. So, you can enjoy it right there. You can sit down. They make milkshakes. Do you like milkshakes?
Yep.
I
like everything.
They are the authentic milkshake from back in the day. And if you have one, you're going to go, oh my God, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever flavor ice cream that they have, you can have that flavor of milkshake because what it is, it's ice cream with milk.
Wow.
It's none of this shit, none of this crap that's mixed together and you get this frozen goo. It's an actual milkshake. It's ice cream and milk.
My milkshake brings all the boys in the yard.
I just noticed
Or
like,
whatever.
I got my COVID wings happening here. Holy crap!
Yeah, I know. I've got a few growth areas myself that, well,
Oh,
my hair's fine, but
I know.
yeah, your hair looks great, buddy.
You've had it
yeah,
all shaved off. Where's the Nikki Six look from last week? You've had it all shaved off.
yeah, I had to be
clean up.
respectful. Yeah, cleaned it all up. In fact, it's right here.
Oh, you kept it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
It's my, yeah, maybe if I get, yeah,
Don't donate it to medical science. Yeah.
Right. So tonight, Hike, we got a hard stop at 11. I mean, you guys could probably stay on, but I have a thing going on in the morning, so I actually have to get up. Are you working tomorrow? Do you have to head out to like Burlington or wherever you go?
No, but I am working tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to be up too late. I've had a bunch of late nights already. So
I know I mean, I got into this sort of COVID schedule. I'm one of these people that could get up at 5 or 6 in the morning. And,
oh yeah,
oh yeah, for sure. But
fucking wings.
Then it started to move into. You look like trying to think.
They're my professor wings.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It does really.
You look like Doc. You look like Doc from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
that's who it is.
No, the other guys
with like baseball cap on.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a crazy busy week. I got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I'm working throughout the entire day, and then Thursday morning at 12:30 a.m., which is just after midnight of Wednesday.
Right.
I'm doing ducks. I'm loading trucks.
Just after midnight or 2 minutes?
Right after midnight. Yeah, 12:30.
Wow.
So and that's Wednesday night, Thursday night. So I'll be half-assed backwards, sleeping during the day.
Danny came on late last week, and we ended up going fairly late. And I think, what was it, the week before we had who do we have on? Oh, Sean.
Sean,
yeah. Remember the ducking guy?
Yeah,
for sure.
So we had 2-3 hour shows back to back.
Yeah. We gotta get well,
we need some discipline.
Richard was back on recently, and then we want to get him on again, but he's busy with a move.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but anyway, he is moving. But anyway, the Derek, we got to get Derek on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff he's throwing out there, as far as, hey, I'm going to build this racetrack, and we're going to do. Like,
I know. I hear all this cool shit he's doing. So
this sort of, the bonfire thing right now. I don't know if the rules are the same up where he is, but where I am, so I'm on like whatever 35 acres here. I'm really anxious to do some burning, like burn up some old brush and stuff. So
I've been doing bonfires forever, and I think right now with the lockdown, you're allowed 5 people.
Yeah, but in the Durham region, it's a little difficult because I'm just south of Highway 7, right? So there are different rules. So I almost need to, like last year I asked about it and they said, well,
What about just having a fire?
Yeah, like I don't live in Lego. Well, hi, you've been to the ranch, right? And it's
so
just,
I guess you have to go by, what is it, Ajax Pickering rules?
Yeah, and right now they're on this serious, like I get things are, kind of dry right now because it's spring, but this is very controlled burning. But there's some serious fines, I think, and jail time. But
hello, Kathy.
I'm not really concerned about that, right? Like 3 squares a day, 3 square meals a day.
We all do it up here all the time. The bonfires my neighbors have had here are insane. Like they're burning brush and trees and that kind of shit. But again, I don't want to say anything bad, but a lot of people in towns and cities and subdivisions, they're just careless and stupid, and that's why there's all these rules why you can't have bonfires in backyards, because people get carried away, they get drunk, and they do stupid shit.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
You know, because you can go to any Canadian Tire or hardware store and you can buy those nice outdoor fire
chimney
pits,
thingies or whatever.
chimeneas, all that. You can buy that stuff everywhere.
Mhm.
But in some cities, like when I used to live down in Oshawa, you can buy the damn thing, but you can't use it.
That's right.
Right? It's against the law to use it. And
Well,
people use them, and then
so
some
Richard
schmuck calls the fire department, and you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, you can, and you know what? There's this COVID thing adds a whole other element, right? They don't want emergency services running around for reckless fires. But Richard's saying they're moving to Montreal, but not for a few months, so that's good. And Richard, you try and get a hold of me offline. We'll figure out how to get your MCM shirt.
Look at perfect. So Richard's still going to be a fan. He's going to listen to our buddies there out in Montreal.
Yeah, Indie Rock.
Yeah. There you go.
Rock Radio. And he's still going to have us on Monday nights.
Yep.
There's no getting away. There's no excuse.
Yeah. So we're trying to clean up, I guess, the language and all of that because of where we broadcast to now. Like, even though we're an evening show and we got our disclaimer and everything, apparently we're now broadcasting in very public places. So
yeah, we're in different time zones, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a duck in different format for us, but it's good. So Sean helped us with that one.
It's a decorum, a bit of decorum, as we say.
Derek's saying he has to wait till May before he can have a fire. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But like, look at the size of that fire, right? He had that was, I mean, I don't know, that was like burning something big.
Yep.
Yeah, he's saying invite the neighbors and all will be well. I don't know, but it's funny because I swear there are people that drive around and will deliberately slow down to see if you're in violation and report you, right?
Well, that's the whole problem. And you know what? Those people are everywhere. They're never mind.
Yeah, I get it.
But they're everywhere. They're more concerned about the neighbor than they are of what they're doing themselves.
Yes.
And that's the thing that happens here when my neighbor had the big bonfires out in the field.
Yeah.
2 kilometers away is Highway 48, and he says, yeah, you got to try not to have it roaring like that big at night because you're going to get some schmuck driving by 2 kilometers away and go, oh my God, there's a fire. Right, well, call the fire department.
Right, and I get helicopters coming across the property all the time because, So,
but that's okay. The helicopter will look down and go, "Oh, Ringo's having a barbecue. It's all good."
Oh yeah, they can see the crack in my underwear, right? So I mean, they're pretty good with that. But so I don't know if inviting the neighbors. I have one neighbor that's close, and I think if I was going to do something like that, like Bobby Cousins was asking about, he likes his archery equipment and stuff like that. So
where is Bobby Cousins? I haven't seen his name pop up.
I don't know. He's around. I was chatting with him or posting something on his Facebook. I actually said, so he was talking. He's got this like a crossbow thing, and I guess he's been practicing with it.
Right.
So he was talking about that. And then what else was going on? Anyway, I said, so I ended up having this really bizarre dream that I was at Bobby's place. And he was about to get Revive the Rose to play out behind the shed where he's got this stage set up outside. And this is a dream, of course, right? Then all of a sudden, him and I are in the shed, but it's not your normal shed. It's like Narnia. You walk in and it's miles and miles of maze, right? And all of a sudden we get...
I like it.
We're getting attacked by these live monsters everywhere, and we're using these crossbows. Okay, and then we're about to go around this corner, and this little tricycle from The Shining comes by with somebody on it, right? And so then he looks at me, he says, "Listen, would you like to? Should we keep going, or would you like to go have a few beers and watch the band outside?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is bizarre." then all these zombies coming running around the corner.
Wow.
Right? So then the dream sort of fades off. That we're sitting in the back, watching watching Revive the Rose play on the back of their back of the shed, and yeah, all the zombies are dancing out there. So
Holy shit, Ringo! Can you send me some of whatever you were having, because that
I
sounds
know
like
I
a
was like,
great time.
I wasn't even high or anything, you know. It was just
Yeah.
so I thought, I had to throw that up there because funny thing happened, you know.
That's not a dream, Ringo.
And then Andy
That's not a dream.
from Revive the Rose, this lead singer. He was actually riding the trike, right? So I mean, so yeah,
That's a Steven Spielberg movie. That's not a
oh
dream.
yeah, completely. I mean, I should be writing books or something. So, I think my talent is real talent, which I got so many. It's really like, obviously the voice of an angel.
I've been stereotyped for the voice of an angel, but
yeah,
people don't see past that, do they? You know,
it's definitely an asset at karaoke, right? You wait for all of the hardcore ones to go up. Richard's seen this a million times. We go,
and I just want to say, Richard just put a really good comment on there. When he moves, he says, "I will definitely be checking out Indie Rock Radio and promote them." Good stuff, buddy. Love it.
I just want you to, next time you do security for Metallica, just invite me along. I'll be the muscle. So yeah. But other thing that's going on here a lot, and I see it heightened in the past little while, is all of the scams out there. I mean, you got to watch it. It's not, honestly, like these, we'll call them predators, are really targeting seniors, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many social networks out there. Like, everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got this and that. So everybody's at every social, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's these, these quick sort of chat programs. I won't name them, but because it's like, they're not about it's what you do with them that's really bizarre sometimes. But there are people reaching out to targeting certain people, usually like seniors, okay, and trying to bilk them for money. And it's just getting really stupid. I've seen it happen a few times recently, and with a couple of different people that I know. And it's not, it's just, man, I would love to get my hands on their throat, right? But so last night we were watching Catfish, right? So Catfish. So
is that a movie?
No. Yes, it is. Oh. Sorry. It was also a DJ out in Ottawa, actually, and who I had met years ago, and he passed away.
So you're watching a movie called Catfish.
Catfish. So what it's about is all of these internet trolls, okay, specifically like on Facebook and whatever. They'll set up these bogus profiles, not like Johnny Ringo, I mean, but like they'll set up all of these bogus profiles. And so this one woman went to the extent where she not only set up the profiles, she set up profiles for each of the friends who are on her profile. And her profile was this model. So she stole pictures, put up this really cool, site, I guess, and had all of these friends around the same age, and had this ruse going on where she had multiple cell phones that, and she was hooking up virtually with different guys, I guess. But one in particular was this guy who happened to be doing a film, an independent film on his life. So they decided to go and find out, get to the core and find out if this person was real. And she went to, she was very smart about what she did. But at the end of the day, it really just took them to, hey, we're just going to show up. And then they find that it's this, not an older woman. I guess she's probably in her 40s or whatever, but she's got a really tough life, we'll say. And she was doing that as a a bit of an out and creating this alternate reality and really drawing people in and to the point where they would have this emotional connection. So, and the reason
so is this
I watched
a fairly new movie?
No, it's been out there since the socials started to really get popular, because there are a lot of people out there who obviously claim they're somebody that they're not, right? And it's so different when you're like for us, we're a few guys talking and we have guests on and stuff like that. You see us, so that's kind of sort of real, I guess. But but when you set up a Facebook site, and people will have nicknames for their Facebook site, that's cool. I mean, nothing wrong with that. A lot of people will post their life on Facebook, which I don't really recommend. But and if they're having an issue with somebody, they'll post it on Facebook, right, for public opinion and slagging and everything else. But when you post it out to really, you're doing cyber stalking is what you're doing. Is if you trap somebody into an illusion and kind of go on with this ruse, some of them will ask for money, but some of them have, twisted goals in mind. So you have to do, especially with somebody who's not internet savvy or on a lot of the socials, you have to do your homework in really finding out who you're talking to. And when somebody asks you for money, when they ask you for money, you got to question that, even if it's eyeball to eyeball. But when somebody asks you for money, like say, hey, Hike, we just met. I realize we just met, but can you send me $20,000? But like, I mean, you may feel compelled because you like me. I've got a voice in an angel that you may want to do that, right?
Yep.
But believe it or not, this happens, and it's like it's nothing to be ever ashamed about. If it's happening to you, let somebody know about it, because when you get drawn into these situations, for whatever reason you're drawn into it, it could be a situation that is slightly out of your control, because maybe you're getting some affirmation that you're not normally getting in day-to-day life, which is because they're like with COVID, this is horrible. There are so many people that have become shut-ins before, physically or mentally, but we're forced to be shut-ins in a lot of cases. So go out, have a walk, get on a video program, but there's so much of that going on now.
But the one thing, the biggest scams out there are government related, or the latest ones now are couriers.
Yep.
They pose as UPS, Purelator, Canada Post, whatever.
Yep.
So I just want to tell people, just be smart. If anybody phones you, first of all, the Canadian government will never, ever, ever phone you for anything. Right. They will send you a letter. So there's the first clue. If somebody's calling you saying they're from the government, don't give them any money, because the government doesn't do that. And the other fun thing is that I've heard them. They ask you questions. What's your address? What's this? What's that? And I go, if you're the government, you already know all this shit. Why are you asking me? You know what I mean? So anyone posing they're from the government, hang up the phone. Yeah. Hang up the phone. If it's a courier saying your parcel is coming, blah, 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 it's been rerouted, they need $1.50 or some shit to get it to your place, hang up. All they want is your banking information, and if you do that and give them that $1.50, they now have access to your bank account and they empty it.
Absolutely.
So just be smart, people. Just be totally smart. And just don't go with any of the crap on the phone. Done. What's the worst that can happen?
No, exactly. And so I had a tax issue and I had to call Revenue Canada, but because I called them, they give you the skill testing questions and all of that.
That's
but one of them
different.
is asking for your SIN number, right? Which is I kind of like was a little taken aback on that one, but they have to verify. And but I called them; they didn't call me.
That's
So,
right.
and I know like a lot of people I talk to, like when they call in for government support or CERB or EI, the wait times are incredible. Like not good way. So, but it will usually tell you, hey, do you want to like a callback or? But for a while, the average wait time could be like, 12 hours, or we can't get it to you today. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was bad.
Wow.
It was bad.
Okay, I just wanted to interrupt everybody.
Yeah.
And we have two things that we have to deal with right now.
No,
First thing is George has to play a song.
Okay.
So everybody can open another drink and have a toast. And then I think George needs to do his
trivia.
Album trivia.
Okay.
I saw.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right.
One banana, two banana, three banana, four.
Right.
Where the banana buggies go. To bring you the banana split show.
There you go.
The banana buggies. Do you know what the banana buggies are? They're Argos, the little 6-wheeled things.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You guys got to go online one day, look up the banana splits, and watch a show.
I'll do it right now.
So we got the album.
I hope Patrick, Keisha,
I'm not sure what
Derek, Richard, all you guys had a drink with us just now because
I'm not sure what Derek means by George. I recognize that beer.
Derek said,
yeah.
Flash.
All right.
This beer was left in my fridge.
Oh, I see.
This is this week's album.
Holy crap, look at that. There's like nothing front or back. It's like a piece of newspaper.
It looks like a mailer envelope.
Here we go.
It's a brown paper bag.
Wow.
And the thing is, this is interesting, actually. Well, once we do this eventually about these particular albums, this is the back of the album.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know it.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Derek knows what he's claiming. Where's Kathy? You're here.
Come on, all you rock stars out there. You know which album this is.
Yeah. It's a guy in a bar or a cafe. A woman leaning on a jukebox.
Chick by the jukebox. Yep.
Yeah, it's black and white or monochrome. Okay. So who is the artist?
Last album, In Through the Outdoor.
Derek is absolutely 100% correct. That was an easy
boy.
Was that an easy one? You get full points for that.
And the funny thing is, there's no door on the album cover.
No.
And once again, Derek wins on the Atomic Ballroom.
So did you know there's actually 6 different album covers for this album?
What?
Really?
Yeah, I was reading up on it. Yeah, because I was like curious about this, and I sort of read up on it because that's what I love about doing this stuff, because you learn so much, right?
Yeah.
And there was 6 different album covers. They do what this. There was one, like say the woman here leaning on the jukebox.
Yep.
And then you see her view of that bar. Then the guy stood at the door, and there'd be one where it's the bartender. You'd see him looking out. So there's actually 6 different photographs, and they used them on different albums. So there was like a set. I think the idea was that people would buy the same album 3 times or whatever it was.
Just to get the different sleeves.
Just to get the whole collection. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? And in fact, all Zeppelin albums, there's a great story behind. If anyone, is interested, there's weird things in all the Zeppelin albums, all 9 of them.
Really?
Which I didn't know. Yeah. There's a story behind every single one.
We should feature that some night. That would be very cool.
The brown sleeve is the actual
well,
cover.
what it was, I mean, this is interesting in itself too. Well, so they all went to this trouble, and they had different inner sleeves and different things and everything. for these different albums, and Led Zeppelin's manager said, I could sell Led Zeppelin in a fucking brown paper bag, right? So they actually put them in a brown paper bag because Peter Grant, the manager, said, we don't need all that stuff. I can sell a Led Zeppelin album in a plain brown paper bag.
Yeah.
So
they
there
put
you go.
it in
There's
a brown bag, so you couldn't
still sell
see
it.
which cover it was.
No, he was saying, don't even bother with all the artwork. A Zeppelin album, we can put it in a brown paper bag and people will buy it anyway. So I thought, that's a cool story. Forget the artwork, all that trouble. Forget it, you know. So,
is that like the same as, I guess, beautiful people wearing a burlap sack? They just look great in it, right? I mean, I stopped using burlap sacks because, you know,
they
were pretty itchy, right?
I would think so, yeah.
And I'd wear them upside down, so yeah.
I myself look good in saran wrap.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it, Heiko.
Thanks, buddy.
I had this,
I believe it.
I had a Dodge Ram one time, and it was so it was kind of hemmied up, and my neighbors had a nickname for it, and it was more of a phallic nickname. So I think it was Christmas Eve, we all got drunk. I bought a case of wine, and it was all gone. I bought it for the whole holidays, and so everybody was pretty lit. And so I come out in the morning, and my truck is completely wrapped in saran wrap. Yeah, so they got together because it was a big thing. So what had happened to provoke that? We had this. I had gone to, I think it was Hard Rock Cafe, right?
Right.
And there are handprints all over the wall on the outside of the Hard Rock, the old Hard Rock, the one by the old, you know, the Sky Dome. So Wesley Snipes' hand was there, so I put my hand in it, and it was like, wow, it kind of fit, right? So, and you know what they say about people with big hands, right? So that became the
feet, they got big ears.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But that became a real funny thing. So then the ladies got us to compare hands. So I remember my buddy Marty from across the street. You know, he's just kind of an average sort of vertically challenged guy. But so anyway, so they got us to put our hands together. So poor Marty puts his hands over here. He's like, you know, about like it was like a child's hand. And I felt bad for him. So I said, Marty, you know what they say about large hands. So he was the one that orchestrated this, and saran wrapped my car. So I go out to do kind of like a Christmas run,
right?
And the car's like completely wrapped. So that was interesting. The other thing was I was completely hungover because I went down the street to walk the dog in the morning, and I was super hungover. I mean, just was horrible. And we drank port and red wine all night. Casa Diablo. And it looked like I murdered Santa Claus on the corner. Because it all came back, right? So good time. Good time. Then my neighbor right next to us, I can't remember his name. He was a police officer. He was so drunk. He went up. He hides the kid's presents up in the attic. So he's got a stepladder. So his wife finds him on the floor in the morning, and passed out on the floor with boxes of Christmas gifts all over him. That's how the kids found him in the morning. So yeah, it was one of those memorable Christmas Eve, Christmas days.
Good times, good times.
Yeah, absolutely. The festive season.
Yeah, Derek said he remembered the brown sleeve, by the way.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so that was the story behind the brown sleeve. Paper bag, plain brown paper bag.
Now and Derek, look at how smart he is. Large hands, large gloves.
Absolutely.
That's it right there.
That's it. That's what we're talking about, right?
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That Hard Rock, the one at the Sky Dome, but I don't think it's there now, is it? It's gone. It's been gone.
No, that one.
I think it's gone. Yeah.
But the one on at Young and Dundas, Hard Rock there. That's been around since like 72, I think, or something like that. That's the second Hard Rock in North America after the first one.
Well, you know what?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, so there's one there now, but I think I thought they had moved it to. Are you?
Yeah. Oh, it's closed down now. Yeah, it's sold.
You're
off.
thinking of the one at Yonge and Dundas Square, right?
Yeah, it was there for years and years. But
well,
when
that
it first opened,
Derek can correct me on this if I'm wrong, or Richard, but that used to be the Gasworks.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and then the Gasworks shut down, and then Hard Rock opened.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Leave. Yeah. And then Hard Rock didn't last over there. I think.
Oh, maybe, but I don't know. But as far as I know, that location, whether it was Yonge and Dundas, was the second one ever to open in North America after the first one. I think so. Yeah. Someone can Google. Let me know.
Yeah,
if that's right. But I one of the things I used to do when we could travel and we went away to places, if there was a Hard Rock in that town, I would actually go to the local Hard Rock and buy a pin. And I've got pins from like all over the world from different Hard Rocks.
Yeah.
So is the Hard Rock the one that had the big guitar out front?
They all have. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah.
They have
there's one in Niagara Falls too, isn't there?
Yeah, been to that one. Yeah. Montreal. Yeah. I've got them from Hawaii. I've got them from Sydney. I've got England.
It feels like we were there last year, but it wasn't. It was the year before, in fact.
It closed down. Yeah, because my son was doing DJing. He's doing private functions for them.
Yeah.
Upstairs. Yeah. I saw Nazareth there. I saw two bands there that would normally fill a stadium back in the day. I saw Status Quo, who were from England. I mean, but I saw Nazareth there.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
oh
fantastic.
My God, they were such a great band to see in a bar. Oh my God,
that's basically what it was. Man, that was basically.
I saw them at the Alma Combo in Toronto.
Right,
I think you're kind of like inspiring me to pick up my guitar again. I haven't played it so long.
Yeah.
In fact, but a buddy of mine who played in several bands, just a phenomenal drummer. I mean, I know a lot of them actually. That just I can't really pick my favorite one. Ty Chambers from Chasing Shadows. He's really super awesome. But Steve, who played in SFD, which was Searching for Daybreak. He's just amazing. But he was looking to put together a cult act called Looking for a Guitar Player, actually. And I'm like, well, I'd have to really brush up. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I'm itching to jam like everybody else now.
yeah, I bet, eh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't use it, you sometimes lose it a bit.
Tell me about it.
So
I've got. Hold on. Derek's been on. Yonge and Dundas is closed. He played there a few times. Yeah. He's got a great story about a promoter. Oh, let's hear it, Derek.
Okay,
let's hear it.
I'll flip you we got.
Oh, when you come on, maybe it'd be better.
Yeah, he'll have to tell us live because it's probably a long story and he won't be able to type it all out.
Absolutely, yeah. But I've got a mystery voice for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's hear it.
And don't all shout at once.
I remember being in Frankfurt, in Germany one time, and I got this green evening dress on with blue or whatever. And the guy behind the bar goes, "You do not belong in this bar. You must go down to the bar down the road." This is one of them transvestite bars. Right.
It's a T-bar. So
I'm just warming you up.
Yeah, that was that was years ago, right?
Yeah. That's a tough one, eh? All right.
Oh,
here's the real one. Here's the real one. Right,
okay.
This is the real
that
one.
was just a teaser.
I don't know really. Originally I was going to play drums. I wanted to play drums and always wanted a set of drums, but they were too expensive then. So and I played accordion and I got a guitar. Then I went from there and started listening to different records, Shadows, stuff, and rock and roll then it was.
I'll play it again for you. Hang on.
I don't know really. Originally, I was going to play drums. I wanted to play drums, and I always wanted a set of drums, but they were too expensive then. So, and I played accordion, and I got a guitar. Then I went from there and started listening to different records, Shadows, and old blues stuff, and rock and roll. Then it was.
Sounds a bit like a limey.
It is a limey for sure.
But like,
Derek, the font of all knowledge and knowing is that the Gasworks was down the road from the Hard Rock.
yeah. Well, I was kind of in the same.
So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough voice, that one. I think that might be slightly tougher than Ozzy.
Yeah, for sure. So are we doing our contest tonight or what?
Yeah.
Like the.
Or is it that tougher, much tougher than Ozzy? But anyway, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know. We're gonna have to like noodle that one, I think.
Do you want to hear it again before we get into the?
I thought it might have been Ringo from the Beatles.
No, he's not from Liverpool. This guy isn't from Liverpool.
No. Okay.
He's from Birmingham. But anyway.
Oh wait, Kathy's saying, is it the drummer from U2?
No. He's an Englishman. He's not an Irishman.
Nice try, Kathy.
What? You can't be in U2 unless. Okay.
And he's a guitarist. I'll tell you that much. He's not a drummer.
He's a guitarist from England.
A guitarist from England, rock legend, huge band back in the day. I think he carried on for a long time.
Give us a hint. Oasis.
I'm going back to the early 70s till through the 80s into the 90s.
Yeah. I'm not really I don't follow a lot of older rock drummers, sadly.
He's not a drummer. He's a guitarist.
It's a guitarist.
He's a guitarist. Yeah, he's a guitarist in a group from Birmingham. Yeah, that's where he's from.
Wait a minute. Play that again.
He's a guitarist from a group in Birmingham. Yeah.
Randy Rhoads.
I see what you're saying.
Not Randy Rhoads.
It's not Oasis.
Oh wait. It's
If you give me the group, even we'll accept the group. But if you can get his actual name, that'll do us.
Tony Iommi.
Tony Iommi. Who came up with that one?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, Ringo did.
From Black Sabbath.
Wow.
Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. You had a bit of Ozzy then.
Light.
Nicely done.
Good job. We don't get any points for that, Ringo. This is terrible. Last week.
I know, but nobody else could get it because,
Yeah, it's Tony Iommi. Very interesting.
An angel just has to really, just.
Yeah. I was listening to an interview of his the other day. That's what gave me the idea. Like when he was leaving his job in a factory to actually go fully pro as a musician, he went home and at lunchtime and he said, "I'm not going back." Right, and his mum said, "You can't do that, Tony. You have to go back, finish it properly." He went back to work on the line and chopped the top of his fingers off.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's got a great story. If anyone wants to check out his story, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and then
that's crazy.
He put little nubs on the end.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think he tried. I don't know. Those way back when you what were they like? They weren't pencil erasers. They fit on the end of your finger. I think it was for flipping through paper.
Oh, yeah. And counting money and things like that.
Yeah.
Because they're little rubber thingies.
Yeah, with the little dimples on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing guitar player, though. It's
like
the drummer. Well, a lot of drummers, I won't just say the, Def Leppard one, but, drummers that are amputees or it's just amazing what they can do. I played with a drummer in the 90s. His name was Rick, and he had this beautiful drum kit, a Leslie kit, and it was all this mold. It looked like a marble. It was beautiful. But yeah, he was born with a no forearm, right?
Huh.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
I think he was
Somebody-
laughing. Are you there? Oh,
Did you leave me?
I think
Am I
you
there?
I think you left us
Oh,
just for a second.
Woo!
So yeah, he put this tensor on his arm, and then he had this rig that. What a fabulous drummer! He was great, right? But the only thing I didn't like about that, and the guys would joke with him, call him Lefty and stuff like that, but that guy would always swindle me into taking his hardware bag. And Derek knows what a hardware bag is, right?
Uh-huh.
Either they'll have a big duffel bag, like a big hockey bag full of all of their steel hardware or whatever, or a thing called a coffin, which is basically a road case with all of the gear, heavy as heck.
Mhm.
So
That's what we used to call, back in the day when it wasn't double turntables in a road case.
Yeah.
For DJs with a mixer in the middle, so you kind of had it was all connected, and you just kind of plunk. But yeah, that was called the coffin. That weighed like a ton, absolute ton, to carry those things around. That was the DJ equivalent of the coffin.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that with Derek saying there? He says that accident gave him his own sound.
yeah, Tony Iommi, yeah.
Yes.
Well, definitely
Wow.
did, and he had, from what I understand, he had to play around with it a lot. But when I think of where the hard rock, like metal, started, it's really I can't think about it without thinking about Black Sabbath, right?
Right.
But if you were kind of a mainstream commercial type person, then you probably never listened to Black Sabbath. But and in my band, actually, Motor City Maniacs, we're influenced by that. We're Pink Floyd and some of the new stuff as well. But I mean, these guys are rock legends.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Innovators.
I saw Black Sabbath a couple of times. One with Ian Gillan, and then the next time I saw them was with Dio. Yeah,
Dio. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's funny saying about if you're into mainstream, because I remember there's this. It's like on YouTube. There's these old clips, and it's from 1971, and in the UK, Black Sabbath, like Paranoid, was like a top 3 hit. It's like in the top 3 pop charts. So they were on like the pop shows. Right?
Oh yeah,
So you have whoever was pop flavor of the day, this fluffy stuff, and then Black Sabbath, and the people in the studio, these studio audiences, they're trying to dance to it. They're actually trying to dance to it. And I remember Liz was watching it with me at one time, and she goes, "Look at these! It just shows you why guys can't dance to this, right?"
Right.
And I said, to be honest, nobody can dance to that. Paranoid at the time. You know what I mean? It's like,
You just go on the dance floor and have a seizure, and you're good.
It was just totally different, right? Just totally off the wall kind of stuff at the time, right? In those very early days, which was
Derek
brilliant.
saying Tommy changed his tuning to make it easier to play and used plastic and leather fingertips, which made the strings sound different.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a lot of experimentation at the beginning of that, but
I
know
he did all his own pickups and everything. I think, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did all that. He just basically built his own guitars.
Yeah, a lot of guitarists had done that, and I was watching Eddie Van Halen, his later broadcasts, and he was talking about all of the mods. He was all about that, right? If he had a sound in mind, he'd build it.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing guitar player there, very innovative. Nobody will come close to really matching the innovation he came up with. Doesn't mean he was, great. Like today, some of the guitar players are just amazing. I mean, there's a technique called sweeps, and I don't know. I just can't. My brain can't handle it. But some of these kids, I'll say kids, because I coached a band for a while, and these guys ran into 3 different guitar players that played in the band that could do these crazy sweeps, and what it is really is just this playing almost like a chord structure, but individual notes, but playing it so fast. And so yeah, some amazing guitar players out there today. But you know what? It all roots from guys like Tony, and my all-time favorite was well, I really like Zach Wilde. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah,
you know, like Randy Rhoads was my idol. So,
yeah, we saw Zach Wilde play just a couple years ago.
Yeah,
in Toronto. That was awesome when he's with Generation Axe.
Oh yeah. He's well, he's got his own Zach Wilde show. I've seen them a couple. Well, I've seen them a lot of times actually, maybe about 7 or 8 times. But I still think his best shows yet were with Ozzy, right? Just the production alone, he's pretty amazing actually, and he's come a long way. I remember when his early days, it was like kind of like Randy Rhoads, you know. But, so George, are we going to do the contest?
I think we should. I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think, you know, it's Easter Monday. Hungover.
All right. Do you know last week this is week 17. Last week was 16, round 16, and that was the first time you both like struck out 0-0 in all those weeks.
Yeah, we just weren't into it last week. I
don't know.
And you've got no one to help you this week again.
No, I got my reflective glasses. Are you kidding me? Like, I've been killing it. And that
killing it.
You've got no one to help you other than Google. You got no one to help you other than Google.
I think we had Sean on, and
yes, you did. Actually, he played on behalf of both of you, didn't he?
Yeah, he kind of did. He just got so involved, he just went nuts. I'm doing it all. Okay.
All right, Ringo, it's your pick this week.
I'm going to take A.
You're going for the A side. Okay.
Hey.
It's funny that we're talking about drums, actually. Drum kits.
Well, drum kits, because this week we're going to ask you about the most expensive drum kits on sale at the moment. Ringo Starr kit
that you can buy in the store. These prices are all US dollars, right?
Yeah.
So, all right,
Derek, if you're listening there, touch my phone, please.
Get on Google.
Derek's a drummer.
Derek, type in.
Wow.
The Roland TD 30 kV Pro Series costs $7,499.
I got one in the back here, right behind my green screen.
Right.
I have a whole jam thing right behind me.
Well, you've got a Roland TD 30 kV Pro Series.
I have a Roland TD whatever, but
is it $7,499?
I didn't spend that much.
Well, it mustn't be the
couple of grand or something.
Oh, it's probably not the Pro Series then. That's what it'll be.
No, but you know what? I guess that TD. So that's isn't that electronic?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Well, okay.
All right. So the DW Collector Series Satin Speciality 5-piece shell pack, is that going to cost you more or less than $7,499?
A DW.
A DW Collector Series.
Yeah.
Satin Speciality.
More. No, it's going to cost more than that Roland piece of crap.
Is it going to cost more?
Yeah. Sorry, Roland.
A DW Collector Series Satin Speciality 5-piece shell pack is going to cost you more. Okay.
Okay. Well, Derek's saying no. He's saying Roland is more. I'm going to go with my gut on this, Derek. I love you like a brother, but a DW Special Edition
Collector Series Satin Speciality 5-piece shell pack.
Okay, Can I call a friend? Can I use the
I think you just
No,
did.
you're done. You
No,
answered already.
No, the DW. I got to go with that. I already.
I've forgotten now. Is it? It's saying more or less than
Well,
7,400.
and Eric's right. Roland is electric. There is no. No, but hang on a second. The DW set is an acoustic set, and the Roland
I'm
is
just
an
going to sit here and
100%.
drink, okay?
It's not real.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're-
Why did your mum have to tell me I have to be on here every week?
Apples to oranges. Roland is an electric kit.
This is what I have to put up with every week.
Oh,
Okay.
Roland is electric.
So, what was your original? What was your answer then?
It's DW. I'm going to stick with that.
Is more or less than the Roland
more.
TD?
It's more.
It's more. Okay.
Are you? Because then, yeah.
Ringo says more. Finally. Okay.
I said more right away. But yeah.
Okay. All right, Heiko. It's yours.
In fact, I'm sitting on a drum stool right now, which is a new thing for me, and I'm quite sore. So I don't know how Derek plays the whole show.
Is it a Satin Speciality 5-piece shell pack stool? Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You see, this is what you have to take into account. Okay, the Tama Star Walnut 5-piece shell pack, Heiko, will set you back $4,875.
okay.
That's the Tama Star Walnut 5-piece shell pack, $4,875. Now, will the Premier Series Elite Maple Concert Master Ace 24 cost you more or less?
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Have a
It's
guess.
It's just holy crap.
Next week we're back to the
If you're a
best-selling
drummer.
albums next week and platinum awards. But anyway, for this week, we thought I'd just throw this one in.
I'm sitting on
You
my
know,
friend.
like if you do like bands or people or stuff, at least we can try and do an educated guess. You're just throwing numbers and shit out there, and I'm like,
but if you're into music,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a yeah. Let's go with it. So,
Right. All right,
sure,
we're
I'm gonna say yes.
You're going to say you pay more for a Premier Series Elite Maple Concert Master Ace 24. You pay more than $4,875. Sure.
Whatever. Okay.
You're going to pay more.
They're saying you're correct.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would actually. You're good.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Heiko gets it.
So which one are you going for? More? Okay.
Yeah.
Derek says less.
No, Derek says more. The premiere will be more.
Oh, he says more as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, Derek. Thanks, buddy. You're backing me up.
And the Roland is electric. There are no Roland acoustic drums, as far as I know. I'll show you.
So Roland means you can't hit them with a drumstick. You have to press them with your finger.
They're pads. They're drum pads.
Well, we're just using the word drum kits.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter whether
it's a drum kit. Yeah, still a drum kit.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter. It's just it's
I
just
can
a
show
drum
you.
kit.
I don't have to move my.
So
why do people even buy shit like that? Can't they play a real drum set?
No, they serve a purpose. I mean, back in the
Like
80s,
what?
there was a lot of techno kind of stuff. Derek saying Roland's look like acoustic now. They do, but like they were great. Well, there were a lot of uses. Let's put it this way. You could play a drum set in an apartment and you wouldn't get that acoustic sound. You just play through headphones, right?
Yeah.
So that became a
I
great
get that.
solution.
Okay.
The rubber on top, or in my case, my kit was the kit I had before this was a kind of a real skin kit. So
you're not smashing on the skins. You're just it's all digital. It's in your headphones.
yeah, something like that. They don't mic
Gotcha.
it that way. You don't need to. Just go to the controller.
You see,
All right.
even if you don't understand what we're talking about here, like me, It provokes interesting conversation.
It definitely does. I like it. I'm kind of excited about, like, I'm going to show you a little something here.
Okay.
Are you excited?
Excited.
I thought I could see like a little bit of steam coming up in front of his microphone there.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
Phil wants to know where your bunny ears are, Heiko.
Oh, Easter's over now. I burned them.
Burnt them?
Yeah. I used them to start the fire to cook my maple syrup.
Nice.
And Derek says, electric is awesome to learn. You hear them different. Great for quick recording. So there you go.
Yeah, they definitely are. Like my kit here, I've kind of got for that reason, just to sort of learn. But then if I jam, like if Derek comes over, he's got a kit to jam on, and Troy Robertson, we can get a whole gig going. All right, so
what's the answer?
All right, so the answer here, the Roland CD 30KV Pro Series would set you back $7,499. Ringo reckons that the DW Collector Series Satin Specialty 5-piece shell pack would cost you more. It would, in fact, actually cost you less. It would cost you $4,875.
Yeah.
So
that sucks.
0 points for Ringo this week.
Oh my God.
It's really just a number because it is apples to oranges because the electronic kit and the But you know what? It's potatoes actually. Yeah.
Look, it's driven Heiko to drink this.
Look. Yeah. What is that? Grappa?
Pretty close.
What is it?
Uzo.
Oh, Uzo. Oh yeah.
Uzo. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Uzo. Fire with that sucker.
Yeah.
Well, you need to, Heiko, you need to actually have it and light the top of it, right? And then swallow her back. That's how they say.
Then you burn all the hair in your nose when you do that.
I'm looking. You were complaining about the wingtips you've got.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I'm not getting that near my wings. You just burn all your nose hair, and then your alcohol burns off too. So it's not.
Speaking of burning things, didn't you used to burn your the snow off your driveway, and then all these Texans find out, and they're doing the same thing? Like, oh my gosh. And they're blowing up. Yeah,
yeah. Because my driveway, it's like a gravel driveway with the grass in the middle and on the sides. So you pour the gasoline, and it just runs down the tire marks. You let it on fire, and the driveway's good to go.
Wow.
No shoveling required.
So Derek says it's not about apples to oranges. It's just about knowing your shit. Boom.
Wow.
There you go. Right.
Okay, George, how did I do?
Well, I've tried to help you out.
I know my shit, don't I?
I know you might be struggling, but I did try and help you out here. The Tama Star Walnut 5-piece shell pack, $4,875. You reckon that the Premier Series Elite Maple Concert Master Ace 24 would cost you more?
Yep.
It will actually cost you $4,399. So it's $500 cheaper, less.
Right.
Well, what the? Oh my God!
I tried to help you. I said, "Are you sure Derek's going for that?" Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I tried to help you.
Okay.
You stuck with Derek, but that's okay.
Yeah, Derek's awesome. He knows, almost everything.
Almost everything, except
Yeah, you're off again, Derek. Thanks.
Except obscure drum prices. Totally irrelevant to anyone's life unless you're a drummer.
Shit, George. How do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know.
No, it's good, George. I like it. Let's get more technical. I think next week we can talk about pickups on guitar.
No. How about we do sex dolls?
Hey, that's not rock and roll. It's going to be rock and roll.
Yeah. You can rock a sex doll.
How do you come up with something more or less? They're all pretty much the same, aren't they?
Speaking of dolls, okay. I was watching something. I haven't watched the whole thing, but doing a lot of couch watching these days. But but it was called, I think, Machina or something, or Machine.
Yeah,
But it was
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. That, yeah, I haven't got through the whole thing, but it looks pretty nifty.
It's pretty cool.
And then, fun fact: there is a new AI bot. Well, she's not completely new, but she's actually got her citizenship. And she's got a YouTube channel. It's pretty amazing, though. It is, like, as far as it's really evolved now, and we're not too far away.
You know what, people? You see the movies about robots, right? And aliens and that kind of stuff, and yada yada. You know, like even way back, RoboCop, right? Remember those movies?
Yep.
From way back. I have some clips of some real high tech robots that they built now, and it's pretty scary because the videos that I have, they're actually testing them in a military environment.
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely.
So what they're doing, they're two-legged, like people. They're two-legged robots.
Yep.
They have a gun.
Yep.
And they are programmed to shoot, I guess, the enemy, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're testing these things. And what they do is they have a couple of targets set up where these robots are shooting at these targets. But now they have the robot designers and testers interfering with these machines. And what they're doing is they're taking big hunks of wood in two hands, and they're running up behind them and give them a good smash, right? So they stumble. They stumble forward while they're doing their target practice. And these things are keeping their balance. The odd time they're falling down, and they get up, and a man will stand in their way, and they will not shoot. They will only shoot their targets. The stuff that's out there right now, it's pretty damn close to, like, you know, the Terminator movies.
Yep. Like I saw that video.
It's wild.
There's a video called "New Robot Makes Soldiers Obsolete," and killer robot takeover is inevitable, because you're absolutely right. So what they're doing is because of the AI, it's not about really. They're testing the balance and everything and the recovery time. To see if they can put these guys on the battlefield. And
it's wild.
Well, think about it for a second. So Elon Musk, my hero, and my goal will be to die on Mars someday too. So, but think of it. That's he's almost like Stark Enterprises, right? Iron Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you look at that combined with what's happening with AI, and obviously he's into biotech stuff and all kinds of stuff. But this is like when you think about Terminator, and not in a I mean, Elon's stuff is changing the world for good. But then when you get down to things like, you know, AI and logic and reason and all of that, I mean, these things learn.
They do.
So, you know, and there's the latest, I guess, newsworthy AI is Sophia, and Sophia got her citizenship. I think it was, I don't want to say, but she did get an actual citizenship, and she's got opinions. She's got, you know, these aren't pre-recorded things. These are things that she comes up with. But some of these AI tests have been interesting because they put AI robots out that, you know, they're having a conversation, and then I don't know if it's a joke by the, you know, programmers or whatever. They'll say things like, you know, into world domination or some crazy thing like that, right? But that's where we're not too far off. Imagine that, you know, Elon saying we'll be in, you know, send people to Mars within the next few years.
See, the big thing is with these, I call them machines because that's what they are. They're robots, whatever. They're machines. they've been tested in all kinds of situations. You know, they can pick out the good from the bad, and you know, like you're saying, they got their citizenships, they got this, they got that. That's all fine and dandy. But there's one point where it becomes too much. And it's going to happen in the near future. And that is when these machines become self-aware.
Yeah. Well,
when that happens, and again, this has been shown in all our science fiction movies and in all that kind of stuff. When machines become self-aware, they're going to be like us, but they're tougher, they're stronger, they're faster, they're machines.
Yeah. Well,
and when they get to the point where they need to protect themselves because the human being can take them apart and disassemble them or whatever, and they're self-aware, that's when we're done.
Well,
that's when we get the Terminator movie. That's when it happens.
They view their existence as life, right? As they know. And
you know, the old Walt Disney movie with Johnny Five, I'm Alive, right?
With stuff like that and you know, some of the bioengineering that goes on, there's the biggest talk around that is ethics. And you know, whether you make it for good, somebody will turn it into a bad application. That's always the danger. But if you go on YouTube and you look at those military robots, they're quite cool and threatening at the same time, because here's the thing. Okay, so you put a robot out there, and like the video, and so people are pushing it, and it won't shoot that human being. So how do you delineate the enemy at that point, right? So put them on the battlefield. How do you tell the difference? Well, okay, so our army is wearing, you know, fluorescent yellow or whatever, you know, whatever BDUs.
Yeah, but so you gotta shoot the orange ones, right?
Right. And they'll have to do something, or they'll have to have your home army would have to have like beacons on every soldier, which would be the smart thing to do. Don't shoot anybody with a beacon.
Yes.
But anybody else is fair game. So then what do you do in places like, you know, where there's civilians everywhere that,
well, that's when civilians are going to get killed, right?
Like the Middle East, right? I mean, that was the big issue. Who, you know, who's the enemy, right? Because all of a sudden you got civilians that are somehow linked into the, you know, the different forces there. And
well, see, they're now messing with shit that they shouldn't be messing with, and this is where we're doing stuff that we don't understand fully. For instance, they have now developed a computer chip that is made out of living tissue. Okay.
Yep.
And what they've done, they've played with this chip, they've experimented with this chip, and what they're doing is they're damaging a part of the chip, and it's rerouting itself to another part of the chip that's still okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they have this technology, it works, but they don't understand how it's working.
Yeah, and AI, you know,
they're getting into shit. It's you know, when people talk, it's God stuff. They're getting into God stuff they shouldn't be messing with.
Yeah, but we're already there, Heiko, because
I know.
Forget about the robots, right? The fact that there are bots on the internet that you can customer service bots, all right? They're very popular. You can write one yourself, but so they're intuitive, right? They sort of learn, and apparently to build a bot on the internet. So this is when you nowadays, if you go do any online banking, a bot will come up and say, "Hey, can I help you?" Right?
Yeah.
And you put in your stuff and whatever. But oddly, it does answer most of the questions. So a bot training using AI technology takes about 6 months of rigorous training for it to build up its decision making with a lot of inputs, right? So so that is already in place. So here's the more terrifying thing, and I've mentioned this many, many times on Netflix. There was a movie on there, social. Oh gosh, help me out, people. Social social dilemma. Yeah. Anyway, it was about a lot of the socials and how um, Facebook, Google, all these things, and Instagram started out as advertising, but now they, it's like when you say something and magically on your phone, you've got an ad that pops up, right? So there's a lot of listening going on for marketing purposes, but what else is it doing, right? So it's collecting a lot of data, and if you got to really watch when you download an app and what you sign up for, because your data and what you're talking about can not only get used for the app, but it can get used for other technology use. So, so imagine this: you have one of these robots sitting back, and all day long it gets fed with human input from everything we do on socials, right? So, when you watch this thing on Netflix, Social Dilemma, it says, at the end of it, like, where does this all end? And some of the creators, I mean, or ex employees, high level, are saying it ends in civil war. So it's it's pretty
in the end,
awesome, but
like
terrifying
when it gets when it gets really, really bad and terrible, it's going to be a fight of survival, and that fight will be the human race against the machine.
Right. So that's why, well, you and I and Phil have talked about it before.
Yes.
MCM, like we're kind of survivalists, right? Like, I mean, whatever. I embrace technology if it's used well. You can't stop time. You can't spin things back. Love to be able to go to vinyl records again and people actually making money as a musician. That would be awesome. But you can't stop progress either, right? So what I'm doing is I'm learning as much as I can about AI and stuff like that, and kind of embracing like all this new technology. I've got the SpaceNet, Starlink stuff, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, this is game changer stuff. And then it's what blows me away. And I was thinking about this. I was just on the deck adjusting my dish to get some better results. And
what, you're adjusting your shorts outside?
No, my dish, my Starlink dish. But
okay, gotcha.
While I was there, I was looking up in the sky, and I was thinking about, you can go on right now onto Google or whatever, or Starlink site, and you can actually look at all of the satellites that are in place now. We're wrapping the entire world with satellites.
Right.
But when you go onto the SpaceX site, which I do pretty often, it details every rocket they sent up, and then I think back to like, okay, so we put people on the moon, okay, and some people don't believe that either, but we put people on the moon, okay, but and NASA went through this, it took us years and really years to develop better technology. But here comes Elon, and he's got this amazing technology. He's saving money because he's landing the rockets back on the launch pads. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And this guy is just unstoppable. And I think, wow, government bureaucracy and all of that, we put a lot of clamps on advancing society, and maybe, I don't know, maybe for good reason. I don't, but when I look at somebody like Elon, I mean, this guy's just, it's incredible what he's achieved in such a long time, or short time with his team, right? And not just stopping at one thing. It's like, yeah, the guy's got this bioengineering thing, and he's going to come up with, things that can be implanted to help you walk and do all kinds of stuff like that, and help with, life-threatening long-term diseases, or not diseases, but disabilities. Then you've got, his super cool sports car line overtaking the greatest, fastest cars in the world. And then of course they're all powered by green energy, basically electricity versus carbon. And then the space thing, it's like, holy smokes. And these rockets look so cool. Since Elon Musk, which I mean, when he started out, it was pretty tough. I mean, he almost went bankrupt, but then everything, he ended up getting contracts and moving on. But if you look at the timeline, that's like yesterday, and now he's talking about sending them, being able to really send a peopled spacecraft to Mars within.
I have a huge problem with all this nonsense about going to Mars, because
well, we're seeing with the photos, there's nothing really there.
But in the 70s, we supposedly went to the moon, right?
69, yeah.
Right?
There's the conspiracy theory.
We supposedly went to the moon.
Yep.
So it's been a long freaking time since then.
Yep.
If we are capable of going to the moon back and forth, it's close, it's next to our planet, blah, 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 blah. Why have we not done anything? Why have we not built nothing on the moon? Why is there no civilization up there now? It would be all NASA type stuff, like whatever.
Yeah.
But there should be a station up there, a town up there. There should be life on the moon. Yeah. There's nothing.
No.
And now they're going, oh, let's go to Mars.
Well, right? Mars has the capability, though, because it really, you could terraform Mars, right? And that's the hope, because if we burn all our resources here on the planet, they could be terraforming new resources, because it's got all the basics of life. It really does. It's just, the air is way too, or the oxygen is way too low to support, but that's because it's barren, right? But if they're able to grow things and start producing oxygen, then that'll take it to maybe.
And that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger went to Mars. Remember that movie?
Right. Yeah.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
And you know why we can't have civilization on the moon? Is because the Transformers have their base on the moon.
That's right. They do, at the back of the moon, right? So, anyway.
Oh my fucking God.
So
I always say too, we have telescopes that can see planets at the end of our solar system, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why can't we see the shit we left on the moon?
Yeah.
Right? We were on the moon in 1969, and there is no proof of us looking at a telescope here from Earth.
Heiko, that's
the moon.
By now, it's covered in moon dust, right?
There you go.
Yeah. No, there's no moon dust.
I don't know.
We can't see any of the stuff that we supposedly left on the moon from here, but we can see Pluto. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
That's because the base is inside the moon, right?
Which gotcha.
At one point.
So,
but
so the Transformers are on one side and we're on the other side. We're in the moon.
Like that, yeah, exactly. And they keep the moon rotating so that we can see them.
God, I should have watched more Disney movies when I was younger.
Exactly. Oh no! So we should wrap it up. I got a date in the morning at 9. So
you have a date? Holy shit!
Well, virtual one, anyways.
Not
an
one of those.
Date. No,
it's a COVID date.
Yeah, no, it's something I'm working on. Okay, guys. Well,
yeah.
Well, my wings should be longer by next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep wearing my hat because
shot.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you, fans, once again for being a part of the Heikadelic Show. I got to thank Derek, Keisha, Patrick, Richard, Kathy, and Phil, and all you folks out of Montreal that we don't hear from very much. I think we have to get you guys on board somehow. What do you think?
I don't know. I think didn't we have one tonight, Patrick?
Well, no, he's moving out to Montreal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he will be out there eventually. Maybe we'll have to get him out there to promote the shit out of the Heikadelic Show to get people to actually.
Well, Richard's doing it. We know that.
Yes, Richard, that's the guy.
Okay.
But anyways, thanks again, George, for your awesome trivia.
Okay.
You're kicking the shit out of us every week. I don't know where you get this stuff.
Yeah, we need more techno ones.
All right, let's see what I can do.
All right.
Well, I've got next week's already in the bag, more or less. So
yeah. In the bag. All right.
Yeah.
Because we're not answering questions right anymore. Like we're completely screwed now. 0-0 2 weeks in a row.
That's right. Score is still 10-11 in Heiko's favor.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
So you guys join us again next week, next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. When we get dirty and we do trivia and all that kinds of neat shit. And yeah, what do you guys got to say? Anything? No, I'm good.
Just enjoy week 56.
Yeah.
That's right. George is our week counter. He counts the weeks. I love it.
Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Ringo?
No, just stay safe and just make sure you don't get taken by any of these fraudulent idiots out there. Because there's really no way of recovering it. I mean, they're smart enough to. There's no way you'll find these people. They're likely in a call center. Whatever they do to kind of rook you in, just don't. If anybody ever asks you for money, tell them to duck off.
Yes.
No.
It's like, hey,
and if anybody says you're going to get in trouble by the police, you're going to get arrested, you're going to this, you're going to that. It's such a crock of crap.
Right.
But for some reason, people fall into it and they give out personal information. And now, next thing you know, you're out of money.
Yeah.
And the big problem is you gave that information out willingly.
Yeah.
You're not getting your money back.
Well, and there's going to be a lineup that, buys that mailing list or whatever information. So,
yeah.
All right. Cool. We'll see you guys next.
I'm looking forward to next week, boys.
All right. Me too.
Everybody be safe, be happy, stay on top of the world.
All right.
See you next week on the Heikadelic Show.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.